I really wanted to give you guys a good insight of how we grew up. We grew up in a family of college athletes, mom and dad, college basketball players, and all three of us were college basketball players as well. So there was a lot of competition for everything. And pretty much it was survival of the fittest. So what I mean by that is if I turn and look away, half my food's gone on a plate, and I just don't know what I'm going to eat next time. So I have to do the same to them. But Kenny was the worst. So this was my earliest memory. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not kidding. It was my earliest memory, and we were in our old the what?
Astro van.
The Astro van. I was probably still in a car seat, I think.
You were?
I was. And we went to go get those dollar cones from McDonald's. And I'm just sitting there. Kenny was sitting next to me, and I was just eating my ice cream cone. And Kenny said, "Look, deer." I turned and looked, and I was like, "Oh no, I don't see him." He said, "No, look, look." And I looked, and I turned back. My entire ice cream cone was gone. Because he just did one bite and took it all. So, that was how we grew up, and that was normal. But the other part was just the competition. I'm 6 years younger than Kenny, and growing up, I was always known as Kenny's brother. I never felt like I had like my own name. Like, oh, you're Tyler. Oh, you're Kenny's brother. So when I went through school, and I walked into my teachers, met my teachers for the first time, said, "Hi, I'm Tyler Kaminski," and they were like, "Oh, are you related to Kenny?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, I'm so glad to have you in class." You know, there wasn't too many teachers, I promise you. But some had a good reaction because of basketball, some not so good, like the teachers. But he was, pretty much Kenny was like always better than me at everything else because he's taller, he's bigger, he's more athletic, like all the things. But I think I have one thing on Kenny. Now I don't know what you would call this, but I'll just share a quick story to kind of describe where I'm going here. We were sitting at dinner one night, and Kenny just was sitting there, and he's telling about his day at school, and he learned something in class about the molecules, whatever. He basically claimed that he could punch through a table without breaking it. I don't know how he said science, and I said, that's not possible. Okay, you can't punch through a table and not break it. So I don't know what that is, what I'm better than that, maybe like, I don't know, sanity or something. I don't think I can punch through a table and not break it. But still, growing up, it always kind of bugged me that I was known as Kenny's brother, especially with basketball. He went to Michigan State, and I just went to a small school. But whether I was known for being Kenny's brother for a good or bad reason, as I've grown and as I've matured and have seen Kenny become the man that he is today, I couldn't be more proud to be known as Kenny's brother. And Kenny, love you, man. Seeing the man that you've become today is what every man should aspire to be. Lizzie, you'll be known as Kenny's wife forever. Might that be a good thing? Wear that with a badge of honor like I do. One piece of advice and wisdom is keep God at the center. I love you guys.
All right, put your hands together for our best man, Tyler. Great job, Tyler. Next up, we'll have our best man, Michael, come on up. Michael, put your hands together for Michael, everybody. Come on, give him some love. That's right.
Gotta get stretching. All right, I am awful at speeches. Just forewarning you guys, dyslexic, Can't read very well, but we'll get through it. Lizzie, you look absolutely wonderful. Kenny, if you just need to cut the hair off a little bit, you'll be looking great. But one of my favorite guys I listen to, he said this on his podcast, and it is, what's a brother? A brother isn't just family. He's a friend that life has given you by default. He's one of the first one to tease you, challenge you, and would fight the world for you without hesitation. He's a quiet protector. He's a brother, is loyal in the human. Mess that one up. It's number one. A brother is loyalty in human form, flawed, funny, and forever in your corner. And that describes Kenny, and I absolutely love you. So have a great night. Don't get too drunk. Still gotta get it up.
Hey. All right, put your hands together for our best man, Michael, up on the dance floor. Right. We knew what you meant.
Hi everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Caroline, and I have the absolute honor of standing beside Lizzie today, not just as her matron of honor, but as someone who has been lucky enough to call her my best friend. About 3 years ago, I met Lizzie at Cove. For those of you who don't know, that's Central Ohio Vet Emergency. I know some people were asking. And that's where we work, and let's just say we instantly clicked. Maybe it was our mutual passion for helping animals, or maybe it was our shared love for country music and our complete inability to say no to a concert, no matter how far away or how expensive it was. Either way, I walked into work one day and walked out with the best friend for life. Over the years, we've shared countless memories. We have shared moments of both laughter and tears. Through it all, Lizzie has been the most loyal, kind, and loving, and hilarious friend that I have ever asked for. She is the type of friend who shows up no matter what, and being loved by her is one of the greatest gifts. Kenny, consider yourself a lucky man. From the moment I met Lizzie, it was apparent how much she loved Kenny and how much he loved her. Kenny is patient, genuine, and somehow manages to keep up with Lizzie's wild side, and that is no small feat. Yeah. They balance each other beautifully. When one is stubborn, the other is steady. When one is loud, the other listens. When one brings home a new hairless cat or a new snake, while the other one tolerates them, and that's love, right? To Kenny, thank you for loving her the way she deserves, for laughing with her, supporting her, and building a life together that's already full of so much joy and promise. Also, thank you for allowing us to attend every party and country concert, only thanking you in advance because I know there's going to be more. To Lizzie, you are radiant today. I hope you know how loved you are, not just by Kenny, but by every single person in this room. You have been my best friend, partner in crime, and sister by choice. I am so proud of you and proud to call you my best friend. I'm excited to see you begin this new chapter in life. I don't have one, but if you have one, let's raise a glass to Lizzie and Kenny. May your life together be filled with laughter, plenty of animals to love, and more happiness than you ever thought was possible. I love you guys.
Thank you, Caroline. All right, and now our maid of honor, Haley. Haley, come on up. This will be our final toasts tonight. All right, everybody put your hands together for Haley. She's last. Come on. There we go. Much better. Thank you, folks.
We've been waiting a really long time for this, so I'm so sorry. All right, so I cannot tell you how long it took me to write this speech, even though you would have thought I had this prepared since middle school. I finished it about 7 hours ago. So hi everyone, I'm Haley. I was the shy, insecure, lanky girl growing up that literally just wanted to escape through life going unnoticed until one day for some reason I decided to go up to one of the most obnoxious people I probably had ever heard. If you know Lizzie, you know you hear her before you see her. And I chose her to be my best friend, and eventually she became my person. I've never known a life without Lizzie, and ever since Kenny came along, I've never known Lizzie without Kenny. I knew the minute I heard her talk about him after their first date, I was either going to really like this man as well, or I was going to get in a lot of trouble for attempting to beat the shit out of him someday. I'm glad it was the first outcome because Kenny can be terrifying, but he's also the best person to have in your corner if you ever need a scary man to back you up. I truly did not think I'd ever find someone to love Lizzie as much as I do until I met Kenny and I saw the way he looked at her, and something just felt like it shifted in the universe, and I knew she found her other person and she was safe with him always. I wish you guys nothing but love and happiness in your future. Please never stop learning new ways to piss each other off and to always have fun. Even though when you two are involved, there's always some sort of fun going on, so I'm not really worried about that. I hope the only thing you have to worry about, Lizzie, is that Kenny buys a snake without your permission. And Kenny, I hope the only things you have to worry about are Lizzie kicking you in her sleep or bringing home a senior pet without your permission. So I've been honored to be able to grow up alongside Lizzie for the past 16 years, and I'm so happy that Kenny is the one that gets to grow old with her. So congratulations.
All right, thank you, Haley. All kinds of love. Thanks again to all of our toasts tonight. Great job, Tyler, Michael, Caroline, and Haley. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Lizzie and Kenny will be cutting their wedding cake.